Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to take a look at our Audience Insights feature. Specifically, we're going to take a look at a user engagement report, and we'll look at ways that we can re-engage users that may not be as active with our content as we would like them to. So to start off, to access the report, you'll want to jump into your Users and Groups portion, and then you'll want to hop over to the Reports tab and generate an actual user engagement report. These do take about 20 minutes to generate. Once they're fully generated and ready, you'll receive an email and you'll be able to download them as well. You can access the report here. I have downloaded one in advance of this to prepare for the demo. Let's take a look at our actual user engagement report. So the user engagement report will be listed under user histograms. We have two things inside of this folder. We have an attendee manifest and a folder of attendees. So this manifest is going to be the key that has the item IDs for all attendees, and then these are individual files for each specific attendee labeled by attendee number. So let's open up that attendee manifest. And this may be all we need to actually judge really quickly who is not as engaged with our content. So to paint the picture here a little bit and explain how this may be useful for you, let's say you've put a lot of work into your guide, you've published it and you're promoting it, and you've got about maybe 3, even 2 weeks before your event, and you want to make one last targeted push. To be as efficient as possible, it may be best if you could find out some way to find the users that may not be engaged at all with your content and then reach back out to them specifically. We wouldn't necessarily want to send an additional email to someone who is already really engaged with the content. So we can actually find that out from this report and from this manifest specifically. So how do we do that? Quite simply, looking at this first row, we're going to see a couple of different things. Emails, first and last names, the IDs that we can find the individual files from, but what's important to us for this case are going to be columns E through H. So to explain these briefly, the session count, anytime that a user opens up the guide, and whether they look at a session in the schedule, they look at an item inside of a sponsors list, anytime they open the guide, that counts as one session. Anytime they make a post on the Interact feed, that will be listed here. Anytime they make a connection with another user through the Attendees feature, that will be present here. And anytime they add a session to their personal My Schedule or an item from a list into their personal to-do list, that counts as a scheduled item, and that will appear here. So to find out who is not really engaging with the content, me personally, I would start with session count, but you will really want to look at this entire ecosystem. So let's actually go through and we can sort quickly to get an idea of who may not be engaged. So I'll actually let's sort by session count, and let's sort from smallest to largest. All right, fantastic. So here we can see at the bottom, these are users that have opened up the guide many times. And more often than not, the higher the schedule account, the higher the numbers you'll see here in these subsequent columns, because they're just engaging more. And right off the bat, I can see a group of users here that don't seem to be engaging all that much. So I can actually take these emails and I can send out additional promotional assets to these individuals to try to bring them back into the fold. And that's another really good benefit of this specific type of report. You can get this information quickly and you can send some targeted outreach to go and bring those individual users back into the fold. We will have also another video on lead sourcing. We have already done a previous video on targeted outreach in terms of engaging or rewarding highly engaged users. I would encourage you to check that out as well, but thanks for stopping by.